I want to speak on New Clause 6, New Clause 25, and in particular New Clause 2, tabled by the Honourable Member for Warrington North. Her proposal represents the genuine structural reform that victims of sexual violence, domestic abuse have long been promised and too long denied. The radical change that this government proposed when in opposition and in fighting the last election. I want to acknowledge her extraordinary courage in waiving her anonymity to speak openly in the chamber, revealing how long she had to wait before going to court. She mentioned how every single one of those days was agony, made worse by having a role in public life that meant the mental health consequences for trauma were played out in public. New Clause 2 would deliver what this Labour government itself pledged in its manifesto: specialist courts for rape and domestic abuse, trauma-informed proceedings, fixed trial dates and proper support facilities for victims. It would create time limits for case preparation, fixed trial dates and prioritise listings, including for cases where the defendant is on bail, addressing one of the most dangerous and distressing features of the current system. And I would remind honourable members opposite, what was on the front cover of the Labour manifesto? One word: change. The government supporters, the government's own members, even the opposition, all thought that would be change, surely for good, not change for bad. Change in your manifesto. Unlike restricting jury trials, of which there is no mention in the manifesto of the Labour Party. And I would say to honourable members, public confidence in this place is at an all-time low. If governments win elections with manifesto pledges and then ignore those pledges or offer diluted concessions that go so not very far, they lose the confidence of the public. And it's so fundamental, and it's such an important moment in our democracy. Governments have to live by what they said they would do. Here is the government's chance to do so. Rather than diluting the right to jury trial, as the bill's central provisions propose, this clause offers a better answer to the backlog. Courts established specifically for these cases, with specialist knowledge and resources to handle them properly. The Liberal Democrats believe, as do I think many of the members opposite, that victims of sexual violence, domestic abuse, deserve a justice system designed with their needs in mind, not one that treats their cases as scheduling problems to be managed and uses a pretext for restricting jury trials. Thank you.